Well, good evening, YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Albino Rhino beer review. Today you have the Rhino, and we have this beer here in my hand that was left here by the one and only Maxwell Starr. Nick left this here when he left. This is a New Brunswick beer, I do believe. It's a beer that I've seen him drink a lot of this brewery stuff. This is 3.6% alcohol by volume, and yes, it's in Fredericton, New Brunswick. This is Cerasus, which is a sour ale. So I'm excited about this, to be honest with you. I wasn't drinking while he was here for the most part. As some of you know, there's some stuff going on in my life, so I wasn't really drinking. And I'm glad there was some Trailway beers left after the guys all left. I had things first off to do for the festival, and second off, my mind was in other places. So there we go. Beautiful red color. The head has that pinkish hue. This looks amazing, to be honest with you. There is a little bit of chill haze on here, so it is a little colder than I normally would like. And really, the weird thing is, I just rinsed this out for 5 minutes and used my scrubber, and there's still shit stuck to it. And this time it doesn't look like it's watermarks. It's not coming off as fast. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Anyway, hazy crazy, reddish hue, pink head. Let's give it a sniff. Oh, it has that macerated cherry scent, the rotting cherry scent. And that's really all I'm getting, and I'm only getting it out of the can. I wasn't really getting anything out of the Osthaus Teku. Let's try it. Cheers. Okay. Now, I personally like fruity sours more than non-fruity sours. And the lower the ABV, the harder it is to hide any faults or anything. This doesn't have faults, per se. There's nothing wrong with it. There's no fault in the brewing. It's just a fault to my taste buds. And that fault is, this is one of those sours that comes off a little bit like perm chemical to me. When I was younger, my mother had a hair salon in the basement. My bedroom was in the basement. So she did a lot of old ladies' hairs, and I'd wake up with that just perm chemical taste in my mouth because it would permeate the whole basement. So that part of it I don't like. However, unlike a lot of the sours that have that flavor, it doesn't really last. It kind of fades into just a slight almost almost like a rotting raspberry finish that goes to water afterwards. And I know it's Cerasus, right? So a cherry beer more than a raspberry beer, but it just kind of has that raspberry flavoring to it right there at the end. All in all, it's a light beer. It's easy drinking. If you like kettle sours and stuff like that, you might love this. For me, it's there. It's a good beer. The flavor I don't like doesn't last very long, so I can get behind that as well. All in all, I don't love it and I don't hate it. It's my first Trailway beer. It makes me intrigued for the rest of their beers. I think there's like 2 or 3 left in the fridge. And from what I get here, I'd give this a 6 out of 10. I mean, I wouldn't go out of my way to get it, but if Nick ever came down and he had a whole bunch of these, I'd drink them with him. It took me the first 2 sips just to get over that perm chemical taste, and now it's just slightly tart with a little bit of fruitiness to it. It still dies off really quickly. It's just still not really for me, but it's not bad. Cheers, guys.